we've got an opinion commentary piece from the Wall Street Journal. Now, keep in mind, the Wall Street Journal has a readership of people that consume the Wall Street Journal across all political lines, okay? And the Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated.
The Wall Street Journal just dropped a major bombshell that's sparking huge conversations everywhere. They claim the WNBA could be violating Caitlin Clark's civil rights, and the legal fallout might completely change the league as we know it. This isn't simply about basketball anymore. We're talking bios. We're talking federal investigations, congressional hearings, and lawsuits that could reshape everything. Do you think the WNBA has created a hostile work environment for Caitlin Clark? That prestigious Wall Street Journal, a publication mostly read by top business experts, recently published an opinion piece confirming what many have suspected for months. Caitlin Clark's treatment in the WNBA might not only be unfair or unsportsmanlike, but potentially illegal under federal civil rights laws. The article, written by Sean McLean, didn't hold back. He argues the WNBA has fostered a hostile workplace for Clark and that league leadership has ignored ongoing targeting that could amount to civil rights violations. When the Wall Street Journal frames your sports league as a potential discrimination lawsuit, you know things have gotten serious.
Everybody's bragging about this 5-game winning streak. It is great. But Caitlin Clark doesn't get to play under these circumstances, where these girls are just going out there and playing basketball. That doesn't get to happen for her.
Let's dig into what they're really saying. This isn't just some fan rant about tough play on the court. This is a serious, respected publication urging federal authorities to step in. They're mentioning the Department of Justice, Congress, and even possible antitrust violations. That's the kind of talk that keeps sports commissioners up at night.
The Wall Street Journal in this article is calling, or at least saying out loud, that maybe Caitlin Clark's civil rights are actually being violated. Is her right to a peaceful workplace, a non-hostile work environment, are those rights being violated by the WNBA?
The article highlights something we've all seen but hesitated to say out loud. Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA what Michael Jordan did for the NBA. Viewership has soared by 366%. App engagement has jumped 613%. And merchandise sales have exploded by 601%. These aren't minor increases. These are game-changing figures that have quite literally rescued the league from fading into obscurity. But rather than protecting their star player, the WNBA has been treating Clark like a problem they need to fix.
Hey, and at the very least, there's a portion of this that says maybe WNBA leadership should at least have to go sit in front of some people and answer some very uncomfortable questions. Lord knows I would love to see that. Because Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, it seems to be nothing to see here. Please move along. Now, I've seen a lot of fans just come out and say, hey, they're assaulting her, it's battery, yada, yada, yada.
It's like having a family member who wins the lottery, then complaining that they're getting too much attention. The logic just doesn't add up, unless there's something else happening behind the scenes.
Now, it talks about the fact that Caitlin Clark has basically done for the WNBA what Michael Jordan did for the NBA, right? Instead of protecting its transformative star, the league's leadership ignores the relentless targeting of Miss Clark, treating its greatest asset.
Now, this is where things get legally intriguing. The article reveals that Clark has been on the receiving end of 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league, double the rate of other players. This isn't just bad luck or a coincidence. It's a clear statistical pattern that would catch the attention of any civil rights attorney. When you can back up claims of targeted mistreatment with hard numbers, that's when discrimination cases start to gain serious traction.
I also blow up on the internet because I fought someone. So
just so sick.
Honestly, it is funny. It is funny because
for good reason.
Yeah. Well,
wasn't she?
Yeah. Let me just tell people the story real quick because I don't think I've gotten to really tell my point of view of things.
Yeah.
Is like, you have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin or Cece. Even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie comes to the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But
Right.
there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much. Too much. And
Yeah.
like, it's just, I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
Sophie Cunningham, who plays for Phoenix, openly stated, "The league's star player isn't being protected." This isn't just some random fan opinion. It's a professional athlete who faces Clark on the court, calling out the league's failure to keep her safe. When even your opponents say you're being treated unfairly, that speaks volumes. Clark herself has said, "Everybody is physical with me. They get away with things others don't." That's a calm way of pointing out that the officiating has been terrible when it comes to protecting her. She's not accusing conspiracies or asking for special favors. She's simply highlighting an obvious double standard. The injuries make this situation even more serious legally. Clark has missed over 10 games plus the All-Star game due to injuries. When she's been sidelined, All-Star ratings dropped by 55%. That's not just a coincidence. It shows how valuable she is to the league. When your absence causes that much financial loss and your injuries stem from plays that wouldn't be tolerated against others, it starts to look like negligence. Asia Wilson also commented that race plays a big role in how Clark is treated, opening a whole new set of legal issues. Under civil rights law, you don't have to prove explicit discriminatory intent to show a violation. If there's a pattern of disparate treatment that appears linked to race, that alone can trigger federal investigation. The article specifically references the 1993 Harris versus Forklift Systems case, which set the standard for hostile work environments. They argue Clark's case meets that definition because the conduct is severe, pervasive, and has changed her working conditions.